evening, Carolina. Coming up tonight, plans for major renovations to historic buildings on USC campus, a breakdown of the 4th national title for the Gamecock equestrian team, and public art bringing new life to Columbia. All that and more tonight on Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Gabrielle Cassini.
And I'm Lily Kate Snyder, here to give you the latest in news.
Big changes could be coming to some of USC's familiar spaces. 3 key buildings, Thomas Cooper Library, Barnwell College, and the McKissick Museum, are currently undergoing approval by the university for future renovations.
New designs show open and more flexible spaces in the library to support both group work and individual study. Barnwell classrooms are being updated with adaptable seating and modern technology to encourage more interactive learning. McKissick Museum will preserve its historical exterior while adding study lounges, event spaces, and a rooftop patio outside. University architect Derek Grunner hopes that McKissick renovations will make students want to be on campus more.
Personally, deeply, McKissick to me is a really special opportunity that I've been thinking about for many, many years. And well, McKissick's a perfect opportunity to bring more life to the historic core if we simply renovate the building to offer things that would draw students into the building.
University officials say aging HVAC systems are a major factor behind the project. They add that the library also lacks fire sprinklers, creating a potential safety risk. This will be an extensive project, with construction likely to be going into 2028-2030. Lily Kate, personally, I have not been to McKissick Museum since I toured the campus in high school. So, I think this renovation could be a big breakthrough.
I've never been in the building. I just walk past it every day. And sometimes I think about going in there, but I think a patio would maybe change things for me.
Yeah, and they're adding a cafe.
Wait, really?
Yes.
I love a spot to eat on campus, so that's fantastic news. A rodeo event in Gaston turned to chaos Saturday night after a stampede of horses injured multiple people and led to several arrests. Police say officers responded to South Main Street around 8:30 p.m. after reports that horses charged into part of the crowd. Investigators say the horses were spooked by fireworks that were not approved for the event.
According to Lexington County EMS, 10 people were treated at the scene and 8 were transported to the hospital with injuries. As officers worked to shut down the event, police say some people at the crowd became agitated and began throwing beer cans at officers and first responders. 8 people were arrested and charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest.
Police say the fireworks were not listed on the event permit. Investigators say possible charges against the event coordinator are under review, and town leaders are now looking at tightening event permit rules.
If you've paid attention to the weather lately, you've probably noticed we are dealing with some dry air and lack of rain across the Midlands. Drought conditions are actively worsening, and state officials have decided to take a stance. Since April 17th, the South Carolina Forestry Commission has issued a statewide burning ban.
What this means is that all outdoor burning is prohibited. This includes burning yard debris, campfires, and other recreational fires. But officials say there is some flexibility to the rules. You are still allowed to cook on charcoal grills or light fires in contained areas, including portable metal chimneys and masonry fire pits.
Additionally, you may have noticed some smoke today across the Midlands. This is the result of southwest winds blowing smoke from wildfires in Georgia, which has worsened due to drought conditions similar to South Carolina. For the safety of the community, citizens should refrain from taking actions that could start fires until this ban is lifted.
A South Carolina abortion bill advanced to the state Senate Tuesday, a movement that could limit access to the procedure statewide. SGTV News anchor Jonas Spellman has the story.
The Senate Medical Affairs Committee met on Tuesday here at the Grissett Building and passed legislation that will further restrict access to abortions in South Carolina. Currently, state law bans abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy, but this bill, proposed by Anderson County's Richard Cash, looks to move that up to as short as 7 days.
And so what this bill does is move that line of protection back to clinical diagnosable pregnancy. Pregnancy is diagnosable about 7 to 10 days after implantation.
If passed, the law would ban abortion-inducing drugs in the state, including mifepristone and misoprostol. If an individual is found guilty of taking one of these drugs or otherwise obtaining an abortion, they could be sentenced to up to 20 years in prison. Now that the bill has passed committee, it will move to the full Senate, where a vote is expected later this week. Reporting from the Capitol Complex, Jonas Spiegelman, SGTV.
Thank you, Jonah. SGTV will keep you informed as the story develops.
A former Gamecock quarterback is turning a life-threatening experience into a mission to save others. After surviving a cardiac arrest in September 2025 while coaching his son's football game,
Connor Shaw launched Heart Huddle, a nonprofit focused on expanding CPR training and the use of AEDs on athletic fields across South Carolina. Shaw says the goal is simple, to make sure more people are prepared in these critical moments.
his efforts are happening alongside the newly approved Smart Heart Act, a law which will require public schools across the state to have cardiac response plans and AEDs at athletic events. Both efforts, like Shaw's and this new law, make life-saving resources more accessible statewide.
A bright yellow songbird is getting new recognition across South Carolina. Governor Henry McMaster held a ceremonial signing Monday in Harleyville, officially naming the Potonoferry warbler the state's migratory bird. The event took place at the Audubon Center at Francis Belder Forest, one of the world's last remaining old-growth cypress tupelo swamps.
Each year, the small songbird travels about 5,000 miles from South America to nest in South Carolina wetlands. The legislation gained attention thanks to 9-year-old Cub Scout Jack Ragley, who helped inspire the effort after speaking to lawmakers about protecting the bird. State leaders say the new designation is meant to raise awareness about protecting wetlands, which serve as an important habitat for hundreds of species.
The bill passed with bipartisan support, with conservation leaders saying that efforts show how wildlife protection can bring people together.
That's all for news this week. Coming up after the break, Gamecocks women basketball just gained their top player from the transfer portal. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dorian Pinkston.
And I'm Carson Batten, here to bring you the latest in sports. Hold your horses, because on Saturday, the Gamecock equestrian team took the title of NCEA National Champions. This win marks the team's 4th national title in program history and was an exciting surprise considering their 4th seed placement.
Carolina was hot out of the gate on Friday when they took down the number 1 seed Auburn and went on to face the 2nd-seeded Texas A&M on Saturday. Despite the rankings, South Carolina pulled off an incredible upset in the reigning division that ultimately earned them the championship title.
Head coach Carol Gwynn, who has been in the equestrian coaching world for 16 years now, described this weekend's performance as such a thrill for the team. In terms of what is next for these Gamecocks, it's anyone's guess, but one can be sure that they will just keep on trotting forward. This past weekend, Gamecock softball played a thrilling series against the Missouri Tigers and took home an SEC victory. The series was tied 1-1 going into the final game after the Gamecocks won 7-2 on Friday and the Tigers came back on Saturday, shutting them out 5-0, but Carolina's energy on both the offense and defense was palpable.
Pitcher Jory Hurd was on fire at the plate, throwing her first shutout of the season with 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. Additionally, 3 out of the Gamecocks' 4 runs were home runs, hit by Tori Inslee, Jamie McKay, and Carly Shelton.
The series victory marks the team's 5th SEC Series win and 26th win of the season overall. South Carolina will return to Columbia this Friday to take on Texas A&M at 7 p.m. SGTV will keep you updated on the series.
South Carolina women's basketball has just gotten their first portal commitment, and she may be one of the best in the country. Texas guard and number 2 ranked Jordan Lee announced her decision to join Dawn Staley in the Gamecocks on Friday, with 2 years of eligibility remaining. The California native is coming off of her best season yet, averaging a career-high 13.2 points per game. Lee is also a standout three-point shooter, hitting 36.2% from beyond the arc, while averaging over 5 attempts per game last season.
South Carolina finished their season with the 4th best scoring offense in the nation, but have lost a few of their key players due to the WNBA draft. Fans are hoping that Lee can help replace the production by some of the players that the program lost, including Tanaya Latson and Raven Johnson. Lee is the only portal commitment for the Gamecocks so far, and while the transfer window has closed, players already in the portal can still commit. As the offseason continues, eyes will be on Dawn Staley to see who she picks next.
Beach volleyball will head to their first Big 12 tournament in Tucson, Arizona, where they will be competing as the 4th seed beginning Thursday. But before they do, the team has just a little bit more to celebrate. Junior Brooke Ballou and 5th-year Rachel Hartman were named Big 12 Beach Volleyball Pair of the Week, following a 4-0 win over the weekend at the D-Land Cup in Florida. The award given to the duo is USC's first in its opening season as a Big 12 beach volleyball member.
Ballou, who has just earned her 5th career win against UNCW on Saturday, and Hartman hold a 28 overall record this season and an 8-1 record at the number 2 spot. The tandem closed out their regular season, extending their win streak to 7 matches after their performance last weekend. The Big 12 Beach Volleyball Championship begins with pool play before a 6-team single elimination bracket on Friday.
That wraps it up for sports this week. Coming up after the break, learn more about USC's club dance team performing at the Columbia Fireflies. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Mary Smithnosky.
And I'm Zoey Pippin. Buckle up, because it's time to hear the entertainment news in Columbia.
As the beer industry in Columbia continues to grow, these USC students are turning brewing into a business. The student and faculty-made brand, Spur City Brewery, launched April 15th at Steel Hands Brewing. The idea for the brewery was sparked by HRSN professor Scott Taylor Jr. and USC chef instructor Robbie LeBrand. According to the Post and Courier, the journey began with Taylor developing the Beverage Education Laboratory in 2024 in a spring 2025 course called Beverage and Marketing Promotion. The final recipe, Garnet and Black Lot Lager, was finalized last fall, and by this semester, the next cycle of marketing students prepared the product for launch.
Proceeds from the brewery will go towards scholarships for students in the College of Hospitality, Retail, and Sports Management. Taylor plans to continue offering beer production courses in the fall and marketing courses in the spring. Students must be 21 to take the beer making class. But that's not the only way Columbia is spicing up the drinking scene, because now you can go out for a drink and spend time with dogs at the same time. Opened earlier this month in Lexington, Macy and Milo's Brew Pup was designed so humans and dogs could have equal amounts of fun at a bar. Co-owners Brian Wiley and Ashley Evans were inspired by places they would visit in Florida. But according to the Post and Courier, the couple was tired of meeting up at breweries and leaving their dogs to sit under the table.
Macy and Milo's, appropriately named after the couple's dogs, features a sports bar and 2 off-leash dog parks, one for big dogs and the other for smaller dogs. However, dog breeds such as pit bulls, Rottweilers, and German Shepherds are restricted from the off-leash dog park areas. A daily pass or a membership is required for your pup to enjoy their time at the Brew Pup. More information can be found on their website. Tomorrow is USC night at the Fireflies game, but it won't just be baseball players out on the diamond. USC's own Carolina Club dance team will be taking the field to perform a dance routine before the game.
Carolina Club Dance is an entirely student-led organization. The students get together frequently to choreograph, dance, and perform around the community. The club holds classes about once a month, focusing on contemporary, jazz, lyrical, and hip-hop. The classes are open to all USC students and usually feature a warm-up, stretching, and a dance combination taught by a club member. This week's Monday night jazz class was led by member Katie Noronis. Although they put on a couple annual performances each year, their Thursday night performance at the Fireflies game will be a first for the club.
Not only will they be performing, but the club will also receive a portion of the ticket sales. With every ticket purchased, $3 will go directly to the club, and those who purchase a ticket will receive a complimentary Fireflies hat once inside. The performance starts at 6:40 with the game starting shortly after at 7:05. And because this game is also partnering with Russell House's Thursday After Dark program, students do not have to purchase a ticket to catch the game.
From the ballpark to downtown Columbia, local organizations are adding an artistic touch to a historic tunnel. New light and color is being added to a historic railroad tunnel. Hoping to make it safer and more welcoming, Lincoln Street Tunnel conveniently connects the Vista District to Fenley Park, but due to its dim lighting and dark appearance, the walkway is underused. The Congaree Vista Guild and the Vista Neighborhood Association made the first step to remedying this last Friday with the dedication of a new public art installation.
The mural has been named Kaleidoscope of Columbia. Local artist Maria de Feliz says she designed the piece to highlight the many ways people enjoy the city of Columbia. The hope is that the art will make the tunnel more welcoming, with Vista Guild Director Abby Anderson saying they felt like the art would help breathe life into the area. However, the murals are just step one in revamping the tunnel. The Vista Guild and Neighborhood Association have plans to add lights and a gateway arch to help welcome pedestrians into the tunnel.
And if that work of art has you inspired, it's Earth Day today. So if you didn't find time to plant a tree or smell a flower, don't worry. Richland County's Master Gardener Plant Sale will give you the perfect opportunity to appreciate all things green. Starting at 9 a.m. this Friday, the Richland County Master Gardener Association will be selling all kinds of plants, including trees, shrubs, bulbs, vegetables, and houseplants. This event isn't just for the Master Gardeners. The association will be giving away 25 starter kits on a first-come, first-served basis.
Potting soil and compost will be available on site, and the kits will include grow bags as well as a selection of vegetables and herbs to help new gardeners get started. There will also be an Ask a Master Gardener booth where you can ask any and all gardening questions. Member of the Master Gardener Association, Linda Bradley, says that anyone can become a gardener. You just have to follow the instructions. And if you think Hannah Montana was the last celebrity to hide their identity with a wig, you'd actually be wrong. Famous author of the Housemaid trilogy, Frida McFadden, revealed earlier this month that her real name is Sarah Cohen and is a doctor who treats brain disorders. According to USA Today, Cohen decided to wear a wig and write under a pen name to avoid conflict with her hospital job. However, with the rising fame of her Housemaid series, which have been adapted into movies, she decided it was time to reveal her true identity.
The Housemaid movie featuring Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried was released in December 2025, and a second movie is currently in production. Cohen said her original goal was to keep her identity a secret until she stepped away from her doctor job, which she now does once or twice a month. Although her real name has been revealed, she will still be writing under the name Frida McFadden. That's a wrap on the entertainment news for tonight. Stay with us while we wrap up the show. That wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV@USC. To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For those of you who don't know, this is our last episode of Student News at 7 for the semester. We want to thank you and anyone else who has watched us this semester, and we hope to see you in the fall. For SGTV, I'm Lily Kate Snyder, and from all of us here at the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee!